Hello there, in here, out there, all around the world, and all the ships at sea. My name is Doug, and welcome back to another Inkquiring Minds live stream. We have about an hour and a bit, maybe an hour and a half, of silliness and discussion and fountain pen geek stuff, nerd stuff. Okay, we don't have to be geeks and nerds to love fountain pens, but it helps. And I've got a number of things on the agenda today. We've already got a number of people here, already 14 people. You have to tell me whether sending out the notice in my community page makes sense and helps people set their calendars. I've done that before. I don't think I did it last time, but just to give you a reminder, a heads up a couple of days in advance, to put it in your calendar that the live stream happens every first Saturday of the month at 10 a.m. Pacific time, whether it's Pacific Standard or Pacific Daylight, I don't know. I can never figure it out. But it is now 11 o'clock here in Calgary, Alberta, Canada, and I welcome all of you to my live stream. I've got an agenda for you, but let's just see who is here first. Let's see, who was here first? It was TJ. Scroll back here. And then there's Oscar. Hello, Oscar from Mexico. And there's Russell. And Bill. Hi, Bill. Good to see you. Bill mentioned something to me yesterday or 2 days ago, that the link on my videos on my YouTube channel that goes to Richard Binder's line width chart that I use in all of my reviews doesn't work anymore. So I went and searched the Richard Binder website, and yeah, indeed, he has taken that document down. Until I discover why he's taken that document down, I'm not going to link it anymore. I don't feel right in providing it to people by email or whatever like that. I've got the PDF, but it's his property. And if he's taking it down because he doesn't want people taking his property, or because I'm linking it in my YouTube channel, I hope he doesn't even know who I am. I don't want lawyers coming after me. So I won't be linking that anymore. As soon as it comes back or there's an explanation, I'll let you know. And there's Jeffrey Albertson. Hello, Jeffrey from Atlanta. Is it warm down there in Atlanta? It's warm here for September, what are we? September 7th. And yesterday was 31 degrees Celsius here, and today I think it's going to be 30. I don't think we've ever had in Calgary, since I've lived here, and I've lived here since '89, we've ever had plus 30 temperatures after Labor Day. Never. And there's Hari Shivakumar. Good to see you. Right on time for the stream. There's a name like nobody else, waiting from Baton Rouge, Louisiana. And Copperplate. Yes, I said hi to you, Copperplate. Good to see you. All the way from Germany. Most of the crazers are here already. If the sync is off, Bill, just reload the page. It might help. Okay, so let's flip over to our agenda as more people. Oh, we got 22 people here now. Wasim Samad. When we get to the Q&A, here's my question. Okay, you'll have to repeat that question when we get there because it'll be long scrolled past, Wasim. Just ask it again when we get there. So let's look at the agenda I have for you today. For September 2024, I'm going to do a rant for you. So set your video recorders on if you want to save this and use it against me in the future, because I'm going to rant about a particular subject, which I'll let you know in a moment. Then we're going to look at the Apple Bomb pens that I still have for sale. I sold a whole whack of them. In fact, Yost sent me a note and said I was Salesman of the Month in Amsterdam. So I think that's terrific. No commission, of course. So I'm hoping that he does something for me. Maybe sends me another stroopwafel. Then we're going to look at what's new, what I have coming up in, again, I haven't checked my audio, but I hope I'm coming through okay. We're going to check to see what's coming up in my videos, what new I have on the agenda, on the dock for new videos. Then we're going to look at my 18,000 sub giveaway. Yes, I reached 18,000 subscribers. Who knew? When I reached 1,000 subscribers, I was gobsmacked. I couldn't believe it. Didn't know there were 1,000 people out there that like fountain pens. And then we're going to look at, I put this on the agenda because I keep forgetting to do it. But I'm going to give away 5 memberships to my channel for free for a month. That's a YouTube thing, and I can do it once a month. And number 5 again, you see my numbering system is great, isn't it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5, 6, and 7. So you're going to ask your questions, and I'll be looking at your questions all along, of course. I just want to put a reminder here that Pelican Hubs are coming up on September 27th. So check your local area. You can actually go to the Pelican website and look for the link to the hubs, and you'll see every city in the world that's hosting a Pelican Hub, and they are all happening on September 27th in your local city, if you're getting one, or a city close to you, at 6:30 p.m. And so I'll be probably posting a video of our Pelican Hub here in Calgary, where our Grand Imperial Poobah, the president of our Calgary Pen Club, Murray, will be hosting. And then number 7 is the next live stream, which will be October 5th. So let's start with agenda item number 1, my rant. So I'm going to go into rant mode here. Rant on. You notice, whoops, you notice the nice graphics? I did that my own self. Okay, so here's Doug's rant for today. Recently I did a video complaining about, where is it? Let's show the pen. Complaining about this pen. This is an AdMock M800. The ad that I purchased the pen for on AliExpress claimed that it was a 14 karat gold nib, and it was selling for about $70, $65, $70 US, not US, Canadian, on that AliExpress shop. It was the CR stationery store on AliExpress, and I outed them for false advertising. Now, I got raked over the coals for being naive, stupid, gullible. How dare you even say that that could be, at that price, a 14 karat gold nib? Well, I had suspected that it was probably not true, but I bought it. Now, if I didn't have a YouTube channel, I would have looked at that and gone, I'm not buying that because it's bogus. So I'm getting a thumbs up. I put a pen up in the air and I get a thumbs up. And there it is again. Yeah. Obviously, my software thinks that my pen is my thumb. But here's my rant. I bought this for the channel. I didn't buy this for me. I've got one. And it's great. I love it. And it's a nice new color. So I might have bought it for the new color, but not at that price. It was elevated in price from normal. And so I thought, well, you know, it's not possible that they're going to sell it for under $100. But if it is, it's probably a fake. So let's buy it, and then we'll expose them for false advertising. Because many people will look at that and think it's a 14 karat gold nib, because it said 14 karat gold right on it. It didn't say gold plated. It didn't say gold colored. It said gold 14K. And so I've done that many times. I've got a fake Lamy Dialogue that I purchased knowingly that it was a fake because I wanted to examine it. So calling me naive and stupid and dumb and all the things I got on Facebook mostly really kind of pissed me off. What do you think I do here? You think I really thought that that was gold. I had my suspicions. If it was gold, I was going to let everybody know, hey, go over here. You can get for 70 bucks, you can get a 14 karat gold nib. Woohoo! How good it was, or whether it was real gold or not, was something we had to look at. But if it was gold, it was, you know, the buy of the century. So yeah, I do take one for the team many times. I purchase a lot of pens. If I were doing this YouTube channel, I'd probably have maybe 20 pens and not close to 200 now, getting there. Yeah, getting there. And I'm having to expand my storage solutions and binders exponentially because of all the pens that I'm receiving and all the pens that I'm restoring and all the pens that I'm purchasing. And I'm purchasing a lot of Chinese pens, of course. When it comes to expensive pens, I can't afford them, so I don't buy them, or they're on loan to me, or I get them for review, which will be coming up because I've got a very expensive pen that I reviewed this morning. The video went up at 8 o'clock this morning. So there's my rant. I'm not dumb, I'm not stupid, I'm not gullible. I do these things to expose people. I buy these pens to see whether they're any good. I have a fake Parker Sonnet as well. That's actually a very nice pen, but it's a fake. And you can usually tell by the price tag. I refrain from buying the MB pens from AliExpress. You can see MB 149, and it's got the Mont Blanc logo on it and everything. It copies the nib right down to the last bit of the engraving, and they're what, 50 bucks or 60 bucks or something like that. Yeah, it's not a Mont Blanc. But I refrain from buying that one because it's so obviously a fake. That I think people should know about that. And I just don't want a fake Mont Blanc 149. I've got my Jinhaos and I've got my Wing Sung 630. It's not a fake, it's a nice copy. So here endeth the rant. I just wanted to say that in public, that I buy some of these bogus things and suspect things just to find out. Because as a regular consumer, I'll look at a website and go, you know, I don't know. Here's a good example. This ring that I wear on my baby finger, this is a smart ring. If you buy an Apple smart ring, you're going back $600, something like that. I'm not sure. This was $25 on AliExpress. So I thought, well, let's buy it. And if it works, then there's great. If it doesn't work and it's a piece of crap, then it's only 25 bucks. So I find out. So I'll find out for you. That's just part of the service I provide. Just the kind of guy I am. So let's see what we've got here in the chat before I move on to the Applebaum pens. And Oscar says most of the crazies are already here. Yeah, starting with number 1 right here. And Wasim is here from Bavaria. There's William Catalano. Hey, William, good to see you. Have you ever visited the stationery store Madison Page? Yes, I bought my first good fountain pen, expensive fountain pen from Madison Page. It was a Visconti Van Gogh Starry Night. I was thrilled with the Starry Night part of it because I'm a huge Van Gogh fan. The pen, not so much. It was cracked when I got it out of the box. They replaced the barrel for me. It never wrote very well. I fixed it. I made it write better, but I felt that I overpaid for that pen, so I sold it. The difficulty with Madison Page is that it's right downtown in the plus 15, and so if you're not downtown for work, you're driving down there, trying to park, all that kind of stuff, it's much easier to go to Reids for me, and I know the people at Reids very well now, and they're an excellent store. So I tend to make Reids my go-to store. TJ, Bill, don't you know the speed of sound and light are very different? Yes, well, I'm sure he knows that. But sync issues have more to do than the speed of light and the speed of sound. It has to do with bandwidth. TJ says, congrats on 18K. Thank you very much. Atomic Elf. Hello, Atomic Elf. At least that's what I tell myself when I misnumbered notebook pages. 5A, 5B. Okay. And there's Miss Marilyn. Hey, Miss Marilyn, good to see you. Good morning, Doug. Hari says, a pen so nice is very disappointing if it hasn't got a genuine gold nib. I'd say no to that, because I've got a lot of pens that are steel and are much better than some gold nibs that I have. The material doesn't make that much of a difference if the pen is tuned well. The big difference is longevity for me, is how much it will corrode. A steel nib will dissolve over the years, depending on how well it's maintained, but it will corrode in contact with ink. Whereas a gold nib, I've just restored a couple of pens that are very, very old, over 70 years old, and just polished up the gold, and within 30 seconds of polishing them, they look brand new. And that's the unique nature of gold. TJ, I have an obviously fake Mont Blanc Petit Prince. It's quite charming and a good writer. Well, there you go. As long as you don't pass it off as being genuine. That's the thing, is that when you can take a pen that says Mont Blanc all over it and then dupe someone into paying Mont Blanc prices for it, that's when its fakes are bad. I mean, there's no point in actually putting someone else's name on it. That's just bad. And I review them for what they are. Copies are something else. Okay, so let's go to my camera on my desk, because I have only 4 remaining. Get them soon. Get them now before they get taken up. Full desk. There we go. So here are the 4 Applebaum fountain pens that I got from Stephen Brown to do reviews of myself and to sell. I got quite a few of them. You can see they're all gone over here, except for these 4. From left to right, we have an Esterbrook Estie, and this is in the Sugar Rush Dutch Pen Show Special, exclusive, limited edition, and this has a broad steel nib on it, but it's a really nice, I got to keep my pen down here because it doesn't focus for me, but a really, really nice cracked ice aqua blue color with that press to seal kind of mechanism in the Estie. Beautiful pen. And this one sells for, on sale, $178.87 US. And then this is a Tibaldi, and it's a Tibaldi bamboo. Keep it down, keep it down. The bamboo is a small pen, does not post. It's plastic, steel nib. It's a medium nib, but it has this really nice, what looks like silver, but I think it's probably chrome steel. Very soft tassel on the top. So it might be a purse pen for someone. Very interesting pen. And that Tibaldi bamboo sells for $221.24, and that is, again, on sale. That's about 25% off the retail price. Then we come to Autohut. Did I say that correctly, Copperplate? She'll know whether I've said that correctly or not. Autohut. That's certainly how Yost pronounce it. This is the Autohut, I got to stop saying that, 03 model, And it is a relatively hefty, slimline pen that is enamel glazed on the barrel and looks like stainless steel. What do you call that? Sandblasted stainless steel metal clip. It's integrated into the cap. Does not post. Stainless steel slim section and a steel extra fine nib cartridge converter pen. And this Autoroute 03 sells for $134.98 US. And then the most expensive of the group, this is the Voyager, the Visconti Voyager. And this is the Dutch Pen Show Sugar Rush. This has the hook safe, and it has an 18 karat gold palladium. I believe it's palladium. Hang on a second. Nope, it's 14 karat gold. So it's a 14 karat gold nib, and that is a stub. I wish I could get close to it because it really is an interesting grind. But that's a beautiful swirling purple and pink acrylic. And this pen is, get back in there, is $1,061.21 on sale, folks. That's the sale price. So let's go back to my face here. Here we go. So if you're interested in any of those pens, please email me at inkquiringminds@gmail.com with your address so that I can get you a quote for shipping, because that price does not include the shipping. But it will be registered with Applebaum as a new pen. No worries there. So any of those 4 pens, let me know, and I will give you the details about how to pay for it. And I accept PayPal for that. Copperplate says, perfect, Autoroute. Okay, great. I sort of listened to Yost and how he says it. He was, when I did my videos with him last summer, he introduced a couple of Autoroute pens, and when he was saying it, Autoroute, I couldn't figure out what he was talking about. I've never heard of this company before. And then I saw it written out, Auto Hut. Oh, okay, now I know what it is. So since then I've practiced. There's Dean DeRoche. Hey, Dean. Great to hear and see you. Living Armor, hello there. Soyokaze 404. First time I got to be part of a live stream. I always miss them. Well, that's good. You put it in your calendar, you set your alarm, you woke up at 3 o'clock in the morning, and you're watching me, right? Go back to bed. Ms. Marilyn says, hi Doug, I just got my Hobonichi order in. I didn't think the week's mega would be so slim. I've never used a Hobonichi. I know they're very, very popular. So Yukazi says, does anyone else not see an option for membership? I wanted to be a member, but no option. Maybe because you're on mobile. It could be that you're on mobile. Since I never see it because I'm already a member of my own channel, it should show up. Yeah, if you have a computer or access to a computer, go to it on the web, because the membership button is right there. Atilo Escobar, hi Doug, have you ever used Waterman 58? Yes. Yeah, go and search my my channel and search for Waterman 58, and you'll see I did a restoration of an original Waterman 58, the Indiana Jones pen. I did the restoration and I sold that pen. It's a beautiful pen, but someone wanted it more than I did and paid me for it. Name like nobody else says the join button is right next to the channel name on the computer. Cool. Okay, so let's fold that package up and let's get to what's new. Bring my crab out here and I'll show you what's new on the agenda, what's coming up in pen reviews. And let's go back to my desk. Here we are. So this just came in 2 days ago, and many of you have been looking for this and been very interested in this new pen from NAWHAL, spelled N-A-H, N-A-H. How do you spell narwhal? N-A-H-V-A-L-U-R. See, I have to read it. I can't even write it properly. But it's pronounced narwhal. It's Icelandic. Where's my Iceland friend? She's not here yet. But she always knows how to pronounce the Icelandic spelling stuff. So it's spelled that way, but it is narwhal. This is the Eclipse. And this one is in black and aluminum. It is a retractable pen. I just unboxed it just yesterday or the day before. Very interesting pen. It is very, very thick. And I haven't done the review. I haven't even inked this up yet. But this is the way you retract the pen, by pressing on it, and it goes like that. And this one has a black enamel nib on it, which is a fine, it's a medium, but it writes fine apparently. I haven't written with it yet. And the first thing that I wanted to know, and I'll share it with you guys here, is when you take this pen apart, you unscrew the back like this, and that back piece comes off, and then the guts come out, and so does the spring. But is that unit exactly the same as a pilot vanishing point or not? Is it the same as the A1 or not? Well, I happen to have a unit from an A1, and it is identical. They're the same piece. They're the same parts. So I believe that they're made by the same company. It's probably you know, a supplier company for parts. And here is an A3 from Magna, and this one has a pilot nib unit in it. And guess what? That pilot nib unit fits in the Eclipse perfectly. So yes, you can get an Eclipse and put a pilot. You have to put the spring in first. It's the nice thing about the pilots is the spring doesn't come off. Put it back in like that. Screw it back together again. But it feels even thicker and more unwieldy in my hand than even a Lamy Dialogue CC, which I reviewed and sold last year, 2 years ago, or a Lamy Dialogue 3. I've got a fake one of those. So I'm going to be comparing that pen to my A3, to a Pilot Vanishing Point, and to the A2 as well, retractable pens, in my review. So look forward to that coming up. Get rid of those. What's next on the agenda? Oh yes, let's go over to my computer. I get my computer ready here. Yep, there it is. I just ordered this. This is a Jinhao 10 retractable, and it looks in every way identical to the, well, there are slight changes from the Magna A1 Pilot Vanishing Point, but I got this one with the black and chrome. You can see that's Canadian price. So that should be here next week. So I'll be doing that review coming up. And what's next? Let's bring the crab back. And this was reviewed this morning. So I usually don't do a review on Saturdays, but I decided because this one was delayed for so long, I decided I'd better get it out there because that Eclipse was from Gold Spot Pens, and so I had 2 Gold Spot pens on my hands without doing either review. So I thought Tom would want to see this go up sooner rather than later. But I had an issue with the nib on the Magna Carta 650 flex nib, and I had Tom replace it. It was leaking all over the place, and I told him about it, and he had a new nib in my hands within 5 days. I thought that was pretty cool. But yeah, this is all the rage, apparently. Everybody's talking about this pen. It's a beautiful stacked acrylic in the color that's called malachite. And the 14 karat gold nib is very, very flexible. It's a wet noodle of a gold nib. And just want to talk about this for a moment, because I'm not sure people appreciate how difficult this is, keeping your pen on your crab. How difficult it is to create a gold flexible nib in the modern day. And it's not just difficult in terms of manufacturing, which I'm sure it is, but it's difficult in terms of a company putting out a product like this that can be easily destroyed. You put this in the hands of someone who is used to writing with a ballpoint pen, and it'll be dead in 10 seconds. Those of you that write with fountain pens know that people look at you and go, "What the hell is that? And can I try that?" And if you put it in their hands, they will tap it on the page. "Well, why isn't any ink coming down?" And you go, "Ah!" It's horrible. But think about the manufacturer. So Magna Carta, Huron at Magna Carta, has made a flexible nib that's very similar to a 1920s Wall Eversharp flexible nib pen that I restored several years ago. But it was just like writing with a paintbrush, soft and flexible. I'm no good at copperplate. Copperplate 69 is excellent at copperplate, not me. So I don't really appreciate these pens that much because I just don't flex my pens. But this one is as soft and as magnificent as that 1924, 1928, whatever it was, Wall Eversharp. And I was just stunned by how easily it wrote. Again, you have to have a feather touch with this pen. But think about Magna Carta going out and making this and putting it in the hands of consumers. And you know how dumb consumers are. They'll buy this pen and go, "Well, it broke." Yeah, well, you gave it to your 6-year-old and they used it like a crayon. No wonder it broke. So you imagine the headaches you'd have with customer service, because people just don't know how to, in the modern day, write with a soft, flexible, quill-like pen. And that's what this is. And I think that's why you're paying the price tag on this. The price tag here is $450 US. That's not cheap. Yes, it's a gold nib. Yes, it's a beautiful acrylic, but it's all in the nib. If this was a plain gold, a regular gold, medium, broad, whatever have you, regular 14 karat gold nib, I'd expect this pen should sell for $275, $300, something like that, not $450 US. But it is the gold nib, flex nib, that you're purchasing here. So let's be clear about that. There are some flaws in this pen, I think, but they're minor in comparison to the overall beauty and amazing engineering that Huron has done with this Magna Carta. So, enough ranting about the Magna Carta 650. This is an exclusive model to Gold Spot pens. So look at my review that went up this morning. There's a link there to those pens. I don't think it's a limited edition. It is an exclusive edition. So Tom will sell them until they go out of stock, and then if there's an interest, he'll get more. Uh-oh, Miss Marilyn says we just had an earthquake. Let us know. what's happening, because sometimes it's just unsteadiness and a little bit of a tremor. Hang on to your pens. Oh my goodness. Okay, what's next? This is next. This is the AdMach M400. It just came out recently, so I picked one up. Again, this is a take one for the team pen, folks. I don't buy small pens for myself. This is a small pen. Let's put it next to my favorite pen of all, my Pelikan M800. You can see how much smaller it is. So there's the M800. Get out of the way, crab. Here's the M800 next to the M400. And here is my M600. Let's put it up here. And you can see the difference. So this is a Pelikan M400 size, the AdMach M400, and it's a bit small for me. It posts beautifully, has a number 5 size Schmidt nib, so small nib, small pen. It fits in the hand just lovely. Again, a nice poster, and that blue acrylic, marble type acrylic is just lovely. And the nice thing about this pen is that the section comes off, whereas on the other AdMach, the M800, the section does not come off. So this is an easier pen to clean out and maintain because the section comes off. Oh, I must have had ink in there. I didn't think I inked that pen. I guess I did. All right, here we go. All right, we're getting into it now, folks. Maybe I should do finger painting and another live stream. We'll just get all mucked up together. So that's the AdMach M400, so you'll see that review coming up real soon. And this was a surprise. Get out the crab. This was a surprise. I went to a pen club meeting last week. I think it was last week. And there were a few of us there, and we're all passing pens around and stuff like that. And my friend Mike said, "Oh, have you seen this? Momento Zero." And I said, well, I've got 2 Momento Zeros. I've got one in Blue Hawaii and one in Prugna. But I'd never seen the Pietra Marina. This is the resin Pietra Marina. And I've seen it for years. It's been around for years. But in pictures and in videos, and even in this video right now, it looks interesting, but you see it up close and personal, and it's incredible. The chatoyance and depth and sparkle and shimmer in this acrylic is just extraordinary. It's got chrome trim and a beautiful stub Leonardo steel nib. And it just writes like a dream. And so Mike had it for sale, and I said, how much? He told me how much, and I paid him immediately. So there's another Leonardo Momento Zero in my corral, and I'll be doing a review of this pen real soon as well. And the last thing, I'll just come back to my face for this. There we go. The last thing that's coming up, I'm expecting in the mail in the next week or so, is an adapter for the Parker 51 aerometric. That it's a piece of brass that when you take your Parker 51 aerometric, they were made between 1948 and I'm not sure into the 50s, and you take the nozzle off it, the old plastic nozzle, replace this piece of brass, you can put Parker converters and Parker cartridges into it. So it's a retrofit, not a retrofit, it's an adapter that allows you to use modern converters and cartridges in that aerometric pen. So I'm going to do a restoration, a re-restoration of my friend Ron's 1954 Parker 51 Aerometric, and we're going to convert it into a cartridge converter pen and see how well that works. So I'm looking forward to doing that in my pen Resurrection Sunday. And finally, let's go back to my desk again. One more. Tomorrow, this video Resurrection on Pen Resurrection Sunday tomorrow is of this Parker 51 box set, pen and pencil set that I picked up at an antique store during the Stampede. And here it is. It's a Parker 51 Vacuumatic pen and pencil. The case is original from 1948. And the pen and the pencil in gold, I have to keep them on the desk here to keep them in focus. Gold caps, that's gold filled. And I haven't sealed the nib yet, so I should have done that because I was still working on it. I'll have to seal that nib, that section. But beautiful pen, restored beautifully. I have a little bit of a story about that. You'll see this tomorrow if you watch the video. But when I first got it, it felt like it had a sac in it, and so I tried filling it, and it filled with 0.3 milliliters of ink, which is nowhere near what a Vacuumatic should fill to, because Vacuumatics use almost the entire barrel to hold ink. And I put my orthoscopic camera inside the barrel and saw that there was a sac in there. There was a diaphragm. And so I pulled it apart, and whoever had restored it had put a diaphragm in and cut the diaphragm in half almost. And so the diaphragm went about that far instead of going like that far and back. And so it pumps back and forth like this and pumps up ink. Well, it only pumped this far. So I replaced the diaphragm, and it now takes 2.2 milliliters of ink, which is normal. But I also discovered that when I tried to get this apart, he had crazy glued this Vacuumatic pump into the barrel. So that was a real pain in the ass, because crazy glue, no, never, never, ever, ever. The pencil seemed to work, but then when I tried to get it to open up, this whole mechanism slid right out. And I discovered again that someone had filled the pencil incorrectly and had broken the mechanism inside. So I had to fix that as well. Now, I restored this pen and pencil set, and they are some of the most magnificent Vacuumatics that I've ever used. And let's go to my computer here, because I have on my website, this is my website, djrathbun.wixsite.com. You'll find that link in the description of my video. I'm selling this pen and pencil set for $180 US. So if you're interested in a beautifully restored pen and pencil set from 1948, let me know at inkquiringminds@gmail.com if you're interested in purchasing this. Funds go towards buying more of these to fix. Even though they're frustrating, when I get them working again, it's really, really satisfying. So I'm getting a lot of endorphins out of that. And that's why I continue to do the Pen Resurrection Sunday series. Those videos get 1/10 of the views of my normal videos, but they're the ones that are the more interesting to me. So I don't care whether only 10 out of 100 watch it. It's something that I really enjoy, so I'm going to continue doing that. So let's see. Who have we missed here? Who's arrived? Let's look at our live stream. We have 49 people here. My goodness. Now that's probably more than I've ever seen before. A whole 49, 50. Can we make it to 50? Uh-oh. Miss Marilyn says another earthquake is coming. Wow. hang on to something. Okay, let's go back to our agenda. So that was what's new. Let's talk about the 18,000 sub giveaway. And we're going to give away, this is what I'm going to give away. I think it'll be this one. This NAWHAL Eclipse retractable pen. They retail for $135, and I'm going to be giving it away when I do the review. And the reason is I'm getting another one. So I had Gold Spot sent me this, Momento, and I went and wrote NAWHAL, and there's no guarantee that NAWHAL will write you back. So I wrote NAWHAL first and said, send me one of these new pens. And then I got radio silence for a while, and then I wrote Momento, and I said, send me one of these pens, and he said, absolutely. And in a week of them coming in stock at Gold Spot, he had sent me this. So I've got another one coming that's black and gold, I think. So one of the two I'm going to be giving away to a lucky subscriber as part of my 18,000 subs celebration giveaway. And that brings me to the membership giveaway. Yes, we give away 5 memberships every live stream once a month. And it's not just my generosity, it's from YouTube. YouTube gives me 5 memberships to give away during any live stream. In fact, if I do, there's some way to give away 10, but I have to do more than one live stream in a month. You can only give away 5, you can only give away 10 within a month, and you can only give away 5 at a time. And so since I don't do more than one live stream a month, we give away 5 memberships. So, and because it's only once a month I do this, I always forget how to do it, but I think I'm going to figure it out here. If I click on this, show your support, membership gifting, okay, I'm figuring it out. Terms apply. Okay, is everybody ready? Are you watching your screens? We're down to 48 people. Someone left and won't get a membership. That's what you get. Tell your friends, send them in now, because I'm going to hit the Gift 5 Now button. Click. There we go. And we're waiting. Thinking. Your gift has been announced in the live chat. Here it comes. Just Rage Quit. Is that quit? Yes, was gifted a membership. Wasim Samad, there you go. See, you knew you joined for a reason this morning. Karthikeyan Baskaran, did I say that right? Was gifted a membership. And Matthew Nevins was gifted a membership. And Scribe was gifted a membership. Congratulations to you 5 people for your free membership to Inkquiring Minds for 1 month. That means that you'll get the cool emojis and badges and sneak peek unboxing videos and the instant access to my videos the moment I post them. For example, the review that I put up this morning, I posted it something like 1 o'clock in the morning, this morning. So sometimes it's more days in advance. You'll get to see the videos. But this membership is just for 1 month. After a month, you can continue it for just 99 cents a month. But you have to go and continue it. It will expire unless you continue it yourself. So it doesn't roll over on your credit card or anything like that. Susan Banta, welcome to patron level. Wow, thank you very much. My regular level for membership is 99 cents a month. It's the least that I can charge through YouTube. And if they had 1 cent memberships, I would do that. And the reason being, the memberships that YouTube put into YouTube, well, about a year or 2 years ago, I'm not sure. But they kind of saved my ass on my channel. Because I was on my channel answering every single comment that anyone put on my videos. And I would sit for hours and just answer everything. That was my thing. I wanted to make sure that I was engaging with my audience and I was showing you that I was seeing your responses and appreciating them. But again, it became onerous just getting to them all. And it also became onerous because I had to read them all. Not because most of your comments aren't wonderful, they usually are, but it's that 1% that tells me I'm ugly, they don't like my fingernails, I'm stupid, please stop playing the guitar, it's annoying, I come here. Just last week, 2 weeks ago, I got a comment that said, I come here for a pen review, stop playing the freaking guitar. Well, go somewhere else. So when memberships came along, it allowed me to, for a very little amount of money, focus on those people that want to be here. And for only 99 cents a month, that's $1 a month. I don't think you can get anything cheaper. But that allows me to just focus on those membership comments. I do comment to a lot of regular subscribers, so don't feel that you're being ignored if you're not a member, but it allows me to, I actually go through and click like and heart on every single comment that I see. The ones that tell me I'm ugly, I bop them on the head and ban them from my channel. People who talk about politics or try to sell me something, again, they get bopped on the head. But I won't type a response to most subscriber comments, just members. But those subscribers among you know that I do comment on subscriber videos as well. But it allows me to be more selective and have more time for my real life and taking care of my real family. Oh, and by the way, I should tell you that I will be off for a week. I'm setting up some videos in the schedule to go up while I'm away. But Wynn and I are traveling to Ontario. We're going to be doing another book launch in Welland, her hometown, Welland, Ontario. And we're both going to be reading from her book and selling the books there in Welland in Ontario, and most of our family is there, so we'll be there visiting with family for about a week or so, a week and a half or so. But you'll see my videos go up because I will have recorded them in advance. I've got a number of Murray pens. Actually, I should show those. I have some Murray pens here. And keep them in a special box. I don't know whether I've shown this one before or not. This is the Pilot Sterling series, engraved sterling silver. Beautiful Pilot pen, but look at this. Isn't that gorgeous? It's similar to the Pilot E95S. Try to get them so that they line up here. There we go. Similar to the Pilot E95S, but the nib is much larger. And the pen is heavier, of course, but oh my God, this is a beautiful pen. So you'll be seeing this review in a Murray's moment coming up, probably while I'm in Ontario, because I'll be doing that probably tomorrow or the next day. And where's my other Murray pen? Here we go. And this one. This is a fabulous pen. This is a Visconti Wall Street. I know some of you I've talked to have this pen. In fact, I was just talking about it this morning with someone in comments. They have the Wall Street. And this was designed by Dante Del Vecchio at Visconti when he was still there. And when I was chatting with Dante Del Vecchio on Applebaum's show last summer, he's a marvelous man. Not Yost, he's not marvelous, but you know he is. I'm just kidding. But Dante, a wonderful personality, that guy. I think we asked him, what is the design of a pen that you are most proud of? And he said, the Wall Street, the Visconti Wall Street. It's a celluloid pen, stacked celluloid. So this is stacked acrylic, and this is stacked celluloid. So that's a Vacuumatic from 1945. But this is a modern stacked celluloid right here. And it doesn't have the hook safe, doesn't have the magnetic cap filler that is normal for Dante's pens. He went old school, and it is a screw thread with an ink window. And look at that section, the stacked acrylic, and it's transparent as well. Beautiful, beautiful, fine palladium nib. This is back in the 90s, 2000s, something like that. I can't remember exactly when this pen came out, but you'll be seeing the review of this gorgeous pen coming as well in Murray's Moments. Okay, let's get back to you guys, since I've been blathering long enough. And let's see. Any more from Marilyn and your earthquake? Just a little tremor. Okay. So congratulations to all you new members. And I look forward to having conversations with you in the comment section. You know, I once asked Stephen Brown when I first started doing this. Some of you are fans of SBRE Brown. He does marvelous reviews. If you want to see a review of a pen, just go to Stephen, because he's done them all. But I asked him for his advice about how to deal with comments way back when I first started, because it was starting to really get me down. All of the crap that gets thrown at content creators. It's just extraordinary, the amount of vitriol out there in the world. But I was asking him some advice. How do you deal with this? And his advice was, don't read the comments. And that's his mantra. I don't go to the comment section. I just do my content, and I talk to people at pen shows and things like that, but he doesn't read the comments. I know that's not true, because I've seen him respond quite forcefully sometimes to some comments on his channel, but he doesn't dwell on them, I think is what he's talking about. You know, let it slide. Bill Pemberton says, yes, Azure Pearl. Isn't that a gorgeous Azure Pearl pen? Yeah, where are you? This pen, maybe you can, yeah, I can get closer on my laptop than I can on my desktop. So that is a 1945 Parker Azure Blue Pearl Vacuumatic that I restored. And this one's special to me because this was a dead pen. I mean, a really dead pen. The nib broke on it. The tines broke off. The vacuum pump on it was broken. And the pen was just unusable. I replaced the vacuum pump with a modern one. This is all brass. I got this from Pen Tooling. And, you know, they're not cheap, but it'll last forever. Beautiful brass vacuum filler. And the nib, I thought, well, it's already broken. So I'm going to wipe the nib off here. I haven't used you in a while. The nib was already broken, so I thought, what the hell, let's see if I can grind it into a stub. And I ground it into a stub, gold, 14 karat gold stub. That is one of the nicest writing pens I've ever written with. And it stunned me because I couldn't believe that I actually was successful. Also, someone had tried to get the section off with a pair of pliers. And I don't know if you can see that or not, but that is smooth and round all the way around. It's no longer shaped like a Parker Vacuumatic. It's Doug's custom section shape because I just reshaped the section. And so this is a modern vintage pen that was totally dead and is now alive. And so it kind of is representative of what I like to do in Pen Resurrection Sundays, is make the dead come back to life. So that's why that pen is so special to me. Yeah, Bill Pemberton asked, do you like the weight distribution? Yes, it adds just an ounce, or not an ounce, a couple of grams, maybe 3 grams more than normal, but it feels just slightly heftier than a standard Vacuumatic. So I really do like the brass in there. Thanks for the question. And let's see, I'll go back a little way because I missed some of your comments. Please send your questions to me. If I miss them today, send them to me at inkquiringminds@gmail.com, and I'll add them to my live stream in October. And we'll begin my live stream in October with any questions you might be sending me in Doug's Mailbag. Yeah, in Doug's Mailbag. I got to use these these videos. I got another video for you guys because when I was doing the review, this is one of the things I like about doing these videos. I get to sit here in the dark all by myself and make myself laugh. Now, isn't that sad? But yesterday, or 2 days ago, when I was doing this video review, I was talking about how ordinary people can't use these nibs. So don't lend your pen out to anyone. And so I remembered immediately, I've got to use this cutaway. And so I recorded it and made it here to play it for you today. So this is from Kids in the Hall from back in the 1990s.
My pen! My pen! My pen! My pen! My pen! My pen is missing. I've lost my pen, the one I do all my work with.
I just love that from Kids in the Hall. It goes on at length, that whole sequence. I just cut it into a small bite for you, but I love that cutaway. My pen is the one I do all my work with. I'm always saying that. I got off topic. Why was I talking about that? So Retro Fan 51 says Stephen rarely replies to comments, and that's fine with me. Yeah, so when you do get a reply, you feel special, where I make everybody feel the same. You all get a response because we're all individuals. Say it together. We're all individuals. I'm my own person. I'm not. Shh. SBRA Brown is a well-respected fountain pen reviewer. He's one of the long in the tooth. I think he's gone on 12 or more years now that he's been doing this. Wasim says, recently I acquired a Pilot Falcon from eBay for a great price. It's an SM nib, is slightly thick for my taste. Is there a safe way to grind the nib to a finer line? Thank you for the gift. You're welcome for the gift. Yes, but I would be careful. The Falcon nib is not replaceable. You know, you need a new pen kind of thing. So I would send it to an expert. Talk to, if you're in the States, talk to the New York Fountain Pen Hospital. They might be able to help you. They have a nice website. Mike Massimara, I can't pronounce his name. There are a number of nibmeisters in the States. The best thing to do is if you're close to a town that has a pen show, you know, like a major pen show like the DC pen show or the New York pen show or the Florida pen show, go there because that's where all the nibmeisters sort of come together, and you can wait in line and get your nib looked at to get it to write finer. I wouldn't take on a Pilot Falcon myself. No, I wouldn't do it. Christy W. Hello, Christy. Confession time. I watch your videos for the humor added in as much as the pen info. Well, thank you. when I'm editing my videos, I generally, when I'm writing the script for one, I sometimes will put in brackets an idea for a cutaway because it just comes to me. But generally when I'm doing my first cut of editing, I'll go through and do the first cut of the video review complete, and then go through and watch it through and think, because I speak fluently in movie quotes, that goes through my head all the time. So I think of something and then I do the research and find the clip and paste it in. And if it makes me chuckle to myself, all by myself here in my basement, then I think, well, maybe some other idiot will think this is funny too. So thank you, Christy, for being a friendly idiot and laughing at my shtick. I think I sold you a pen, didn't I, Christy? I sold you a Waterman Stalwart or Starlet or something like that. Beautiful pens. Hurry, that clip made me grin, yeah. And I guess the thing about it is that, especially at the end of that clip, did I show the whole thing? On my video resurrection, my pen resurrection tomorrow, watch for the clip because it's an extended clip. The very end, he has headgear on with his with his pen hanging on a string in front of him, and someone goes up and, can I borrow your pen? And he goes, yeah, here you go. But it's attached to a string like they used to in the bank. God, that was funny. But those of you that love fountain pens know the fear that you would have. You take a pen like this and someone says, oh, that's nice. Can I try it? I have to voir dire you first. Let's ask you some questions. Have you ever written with a fountain pen before? Have you ever written with a Bic pen before? Are you sane? You know, may I supervise you as you use the pen? All these questions. By then, if you ask them all the right questions, maybe then they'll have already wandered off and said, no, he's not worth it. He's crazy. Excuse me. Tea time. That's good. PG tips. Thank you, Heather. So, you know, my daughter just commented when I said we're all individuals. See, she knows me so well. She's at work right now, and she's got her earbuds in, and she's working, repairing musical instruments, and she's got her phone going with this live stream happening. This is the only way she gets to see her dad. But she just said, I said, we're all individuals, and she said, I'm not. So that's the proper response in our house anyway. I'm not. Thank you, Heather. Vampire Kitty. I am my own person. Okay. Too much fun. Enzo Ciccia. Did I say that right? Steve did explain why he is not replying to all comments. He got trolled in the past, and so now he doesn't want to give any excuse to anyone to post some nasty comments. Well, yeah, we all get trolled. And his advice to me was that just don't read, because it will suck you in. It will make you upset, and you'll want to respond, which just feeds the beast. They love the response. People poke the bear because they want to get a response from the bear. And I watched a couple of Stephen's rants about some comments that people were slagging him off about. But yeah, he doesn't like to get caught up in all of that. I use memberships and the really nice feature that you know that game at the carnival called Whack-A-Mole? The mole pops up, the gopher pops up out of the hole, and you whack it with a club. I kind of take my time at looking at comments as an episode of Whack-A-Mole. So I'm having a conversation with all of you, and back and forth, and hi and thank you and all this kind of stuff, and I answer questions. And every so often the troll pops his little head up and I go whack. You are banned forever from my channel. And it feels good. The only part that I don't like about that is that they never know whether they've been whacked on the head or not. I wish they would add that feature that allowed me to go splat and just crush their heads, you know, squeezing their little heads, squeeze their heads. And Russell says the Florida Pen Show is on right now. Yes, I think my friend Claire is down there, Claire Coco, at the Florida Pen Show. She's in Florida. She's in Miami, so she'll be crossing the street. Jay Korskadden says, is the Pilot E95 still worth it today? This is the best pen, gold nib pen for the buck on the market. Period. Full stop. You know, some of you may disagree. I don't care. Get out. I love this pen. This was my first gold nib pen. It was a gift from my wife for Christmas like 4 years ago. This has never been without ink. And I'm always writing with it. The best. It's just sublime. Everything about this pen in terms of its design is wonderful. And for the price, you can't not have a Pilot E95S. And if you have one that says Pilot E, not E95S, it's just made for the Japanese market, not the North American market. So yes is the answer to that. I resemble that remark. Thank you, Oscar. Matsuyama. Thank you, RetroFan51. It's Mike Matsuyama. I don't know where he is in the United States. Look him up. Matsuyaama. Well-known, excellent nibmeister. Hi, Heather. Harry says, planning on getting a Pilot E95S for Christmas. It could be the first Pilot pen I love. Well, there are a lot of Pilot pens to hate. I hate the Metro. I love the Explorer. I'm indifferent about the Pilot 74. Eventually, I'm going to get an 823. Eventually, but they're so expensive. Dia Elcott says, hello, Doug and audience. Tom Odo has a hilarious short video about what one may do when someone asks to borrow their Grail pen. Well, thank you. I'll search for that. Do you have the title of that video that we can search for? He's got so many videos. Wonderful guy, Tom. Wonderful. O. Something. L. Cox. Can't pronounce it. Hey, big fan from Greece. Oh, no wonder I can't pronounce it. It's in Greek. Well, that's just Greek to me. Thinking about buying an Opus 88 as my next pen, I recently got very interested in eyedroppers as a filling mechanism. Any opinions in this category of pens? Yes. I had, but sold, Opus 88. Oh God, what's the name of it? The big one. I dropped right out of my head. Beautiful pen. It was a Japanese eyedropper, which means that it has the rod and the plug on it. It doesn't fill with the rod. You eyedropper it, and then you open the spigot to let the ink flow so you can travel with it and it doesn't burp. They're wonderful pens. Their steel nibs are as bouncy as some gold nibs. And their customer service is excellent. So yes, they are very, very much worth it. Beautiful pens. Uh-oh, Marilyn's having another tremor. Russell says, Sean of London Pen Company actually had his pens arrived at the show on time. Thursday, DHL came through. Good. London Pen Company. That would suck, wouldn't it? You go all the way to a pen show and your pens don't arrive? Enzo says Mike Matsuyama is in LA. Okay, there you go. Bill Pemberton says the E95S is well worth the money. Easily well worth the money. The only drawback is the converter that they sell you with it. It comes with it. Does it come with it? As I think it does come with it. I never use it because it's just crap. I refill a cartridge, a Pilot cartridge with a syringe. and I've never had any problems with it. Masayama. I thought it was Masayama. Matsuyama. Masayama. I don't know. Work it out amongst yourself, form a committee, and send me a report. Nicholas Greco, I need to pick up an Explorer, I think. Yeah, the Explorer is an excellent, I always, pardon my back, I always recommend the Pilot Explorer as the entry-level pen of choice. So when people say, what's the starter pen? They all say Safari. No one's Safari. Hey, it worked. It's voodoo. I don't know how these things turn on or turn off. For 2 months now, it's never worked, and now it's working. 2 thumbs up. Look at that. Who knew? I have no idea why that's working. Because the last 2 months it wouldn't work. But anyway, I digress. The Pilot Explorer is the best entry-level pen in my opinion. It posts, it's got a beautiful nib. The nibs are swappable. I swapped a Pilot Plumix stub nib, calligraphy nib onto this, and it's gorgeous. And it takes the big converter, the Con 70. Much better, much better. So this is the starter pen of choice for me. It's light, it posts, it's durable. It has excellent nibs. You can get any kind of nib with it. Swap nibs from other Pilot pens. And it's much better than the Explorer and other options at that price point, in my opinion, which is all that I have to work with. And Wendy Sue has reported back from the committee. It's Michael Masuyama. 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 I can't pronounce it. Give up, Doug. Name like nobody else says, I'm normally not crazy about the burgundy color, but something about that E95S is so classic today. Where did I put it? I like the burgundy color, but what I like better about it is this champagne color right here that matches it. This isn't silver, this isn't gold, it's like champagne. I can't describe how beautiful that is. But this also comes in black and gold. I got one just like this, but in black and gold for my wife. So Retrofan says, my bad, no tea in Masuyama, unlike the tea Doug is drinking right now. Yes. Leon, I can't pronounce your last name. Thanks for making this wonderful channel, Doug. Truly enjoy it. Thank you, Leon. Appreciate it. We have 66 people here, folks. 66 of you. Isn't that amazing? I have a name like nobody else. I have Cheer Kitty Opus 88 Mini. So cute. A cat on the cap with a wine glass and a bottle of wine. Well, there you go. There's true wine pairing right there. You pair it with your pens. I did a whole series about 3 years ago called, what did I call it? It's like pairings, ink pairings. The perfect pairing and matching inks to pens. And I went on a bit of a stupid thing about talking about inks like they were fine wines. And we get notes and hints of this and that and the other thing. Go watch that series if you want to have a grin. Okay. Bill says throw it in the trash. I don't know what you're talking about. Throw it in the trash. Jamshed Dali. Good evening, sir. Love your videos. I have a query, though. I have a couple of ebonite pens, and mostly all of them leak from the point where the converter attaches to the section. By the way, I am Jamshed from India. Hello from India. Yes, if it leaks from the section, so it leaks from the converter, so it's actually coming out from the converter, then your converter doesn't fit right, or the pen wasn't built right to fit the converter. That's all I can say there. I don't know what to do about it, because if it doesn't fit, it doesn't fit. Have you tried cartridges instead? Have you tried? It depends on the ebonite pen, of course. If the barrel is complete ebonite, just silicone grease the threads, take the converter out, and eyedropper it. That's what I would do with an ebonite pen. If it is a complete barrel of ebonite with no seams or no metal. Enzo Sitchia says the E95S Japanese version does not come with a converter. Not much of a loss as it's usually cheaper from Japan. Yeah, don't buy the Con 40. Just use a cartridge. Padrino, are you still using the Ranga pen you reviewed a few years ago? I had 3 Ranga pens. I sold one of them. I've still got the large black, what do they call them, Series 5 or something like that. And I've got an Abhimanyu in acrylic, which is gorgeous. I haven't used them lately, but I'm not interested in selling those 2 pens. Ranga is the best, most affordable fountain pen from India, in my opinion. The can writes, I don't even want to talk about it. Fountain pen revolution. I think I just threw up in my mouth a little. Sorry. Yeah, I can't even talk about FPR without getting upset. And I was really concerned about Magna Carta because, okay, another Indian brand, am I going to see awful quality control and stuff like that? But this is a beautiful pen. Price, not so much, too high for me. But Magna Carta makes beautiful pens, but very pricey. So Ranga is in at if you get a steel nib, they're very affordable. And they have so many varieties and so many colors, and ebony and ebonite and acrylics and now metals, and yeah, it's they're just wonderful. Go and check it out and make yourself a custom-made pen from India. They come in a wonderful box that is hand stitched together with linen. Terrific company. Let's see. Russell said, I ordered it along with the Hongdian N7 with the long blade nib. Oh, and we hit 70 earlier. I was talking. I wasn't keeping track. Yeah, that's your job, Russell. You keep track of how many people are here. Pen and Sword says, is there a girthier E95 type pilot pen other brand? Is the Karen fatter? Yes, the Karen is fatter. Let's go to my desk here. There is the E95S. Let's post it because they belong posted. There we go. Just like that. And here's the Karen. Unposted. And posted. There you go. So they're about the same length, but the Karen is thicker in the girth. Just slightly. And of course the nibs are different. Both sort of inlaid, semi-inlaid. The Karen is a gorgeous pen. I'm really happy with this amber Karen because not only is it a gorgeous fountain pen, but I got it for like nothing comparatively to regular prices. I used Camel on Amazon and had the price points. So that service on that add-on that you can get for your browser from Camel. You can set a target price for different things on Amazon, and it'll give you an email when it hits that target price. I got this for like something like ridiculous, like $150 Canadian, and they're closer to $300 now. But there's the size right there. So where was the question about the Karen? Stephen wants to know if I tried out the Pilot Petite 1. Yes, I've got it right here. And I'm going to get to that review shortly, but I got so much stuff to do. So little time to do it. Where's my Pilot Petite? Here it is. I know exactly where it is. The Pilot Petite, sent to me by my friend in Australia, all the way from Australia, because apparently you can't get them in this market. But that's a cool little pen. I'd never heard of that pen before, the Pilot Petite. So you'll be seeing that review very shortly. Jamshed says, love your videos. Do try ASA pens from India, as they are quite good. ASA, I will write that down with my Karen. ASA, India. Please keep sending me stuff like that, folks. When you see something interesting, drop me a note. I wouldn't have known about the Jinhao 10, but someone said, hey, have you seen the Jinhao 10 is out? So I went to my friend Sally and I said, sell me one of these at a discount. She gave me a discount. So I should see it next week. And Sharon 5582, I have a Con 40 and definitely noticed the tiny capacity. A medium nib ran it out of ink real fast. Yeah. See, the cartridge takes close to a milliliter of ink, and just get a small blunt end syringe. They're inexpensive on Amazon, and just fill it. And besides, I don't like the regular cartridge colors from Pilot, the ordinary colors. You can get their Iroshizuku colors in cartridges now, but very expensive. Just get a bottle of Konpeki, syringe out some ink, and fill up your cartridge, and you reuse it. I'm using the original cartridge that came with the pen, and that's 3 years ago. So no issues whatsoever. Herbert Schultz, the Pilot Elite Sterling is considerably larger and heavier. Yep, oh, here it is. The Pilot Elite Sterling, I showed this earlier. And the Pilot E95S. There they are together. It's like two pens in one. There we go. You can see the nib is much larger. They're about the same length. The Sterling is the Sterling here. Sorry, it's reversed in my screen, so this is weird. Is thicker and heavier, obviously, because it's sterling silver. But they are the same basic kind of design. The nib on the Sterling is sublime. And this is just like glass. My E95S is just like glass. I use it all the time. And sometimes I will go a month, let's say. This is sitting on my desk right here on my Snake. And I say, oh, I'm going to write with the Pilot today. I pull it, I open it up, and I write, and it writes. What other pens do that? Platinums do. Beautiful inlaid nib. There it is with the Karen. The 3D house of inlaid nibs. There we go. See? This one, unfortunately, has to go back to Murray. Not anytime soon. Okay. Pedrino says, I agree about the price of the Magna Carta. I'm thinking about Lotus or Ranga as my next pen. Get a Ranga. I haven't tried the Lotus. People have recommended that to me before. I haven't tried one yet. Russell just bought a Magna Carta made in my Carta. Ah, that's plastic, my Carta. Wendy Sue, I didn't like the Karen, sold it right away. Well, it all comes down to personal taste. There are some pens that I just can't get along with. The Lamy 2000, for example, incredibly well made and engineered pen. I just couldn't warm up to it, and so I sold it. Wasim says, I don't know if your Vazier pens from India, if you know Vazier pens from India. I think I've heard of them. Aside from Ranga, I think this is the only brand that I can recommend. Their meteor shower model is mesmerizing. Cool. Bazier. I'll write that down too. Write that down. Bazier. Bazier pens of India. And Lotus. I should write down Lotus. I haven't looked at their website in a couple of years. There we go. Paul McHugh says Fountain Pen Hospital is a wonderful repair facility. I'm sure they will do nib grinding and tuning. I'm sure that they do. And you can get quotes online from them as well. They're in New York. Ricardo Miranda says there's more than one way to replace the Con Plus 40. One can reuse the pilot cartridge like Doug does, or you can use a Majon cartridge that has the rubber stopper. Yes. And you can also use... No, you can't. I just realized I made a mistake. The Majon cartridge that has the rubber stopper, or even the Majon converter, as they will fit. I thought the Majon converter did not fit. Let's do that experiment right now. So I've got one right here. Here it is. So this is the little pack that you get with the Majon. It has this converter. Let's open up my Pilot E95S. Pull out my cartridge. I'm already covered in ink anyway. And put this one in and close it down. Bingo. What do you know? I thought it didn't fit. Thank you for that. Who just said that? I've forgotten you already. Where are you? There it is. Ricardo. Ricardo. You're going to be featured on the next episode of The Ink is Right. Ricardo Miranda. What a great name. Pilot converter. Pardon me while I write notes. And let's convert it back again so I don't run out of ink. It's funny, I thought I had tried it before and it didn't work, but obviously I never did. That's a great solution, because that's a great little converter right there. You wonder why Pilot doesn't make this. People complain about the Chinese copying the Japanese or the German or the Italians, but why don't you copy an idea from the Chinese back again? They're in Tokyo. Do that. Make one of these instead of the stupid Con 40. Don't sugarcoat it. Give it to them straight, Doug. Okay. You're in Georgia, not Australia. Why did I think the Pilot, the Petite one came from Australia? Maybe it's because of your accent. Stephen. Maybe it's because it took so long to get here and there was so much duty on it. I think I paid $60 duty on that pen from Stephen. Enzo Sitya says, I don't own any, but Vizier pens from India look really nice, and Lotus pens as well. O. Greek says, I recently saw a Sailor pen for 26 euros in my local shop, and I was kind of shocked. A Sailor, under 30 euros. It's a Sailor LeCool. Yes, I've seen and heard of the LeCool. I think, yeah, it is probably. That's probably a good price for it. But they look really... Who is it? Gadget Stop. Gadget Stop 123 or 321 has a number of LeCools and did a review on them. Search her website or her YouTube channel. Pedrino says, I've been searching for one of the sea green versions of the Karen. They seem difficult to get at a decent price. They are now. They're very difficult to get now at a good price. But again, go on Amazon and use camel, camel, camel and set a price point. And when dealers run out of stock, they tend to drop the price, and then as soon as they restock, it goes back up again. So, but they fluctuate wildly. So a really nice tool, camel, camel, camel. Retro fan, I love my Can-Write double broad stub nib made in-house by the company. William Catalano says, a lot of people adore my Lamy and Twisby, and I just can't get into them. Adore Lamy and Twisby. Yeah, I like the Lamy Studio. And the Twisbys, I've got a Twisby Echo, but just as a comparison pen. I thought about getting a VAC 700, but the level of breakage on those things, it's not worth it for me to even try it. Thanks for the demo, the Pilot Elite Sterling Dia Elcott. Mohammed Sami, hello from Iowa. Hello, Mohammed. Ricardo Miranda, LOL, thanks. Pilot did made one, the Con 50. Yeah, but they got rid of it. You know, what's with that? I don't get it. But who can figure out a corporation? Wendy Sue, that's what I do. I use the Majon converter. Well, you learn something new every day. I really thought it wouldn't fit, and I haven't even tried it. China and Egypt wrote first, so technically everyone copies them. Yeah, that's true. Thanks, Mohammed, for that. Living Armor. At this point, I think Pilot makes bad converters on purpose. It feels like that, doesn't it? Stephen Perez says, that was the only one I found on eBay, and it was from Australia. Okay, well, you know, it went through my convoluted mind, and I just thought, Stephen's from Australia. Good on you, mate. T. Bayless says, everyone coming in late had yard work to do. Get that yard work done and then come in and talk pens. We're almost out of time. It's 12:37 for me, which is 11:37 in Los Angeles. And so I just wanted to go to the agenda and just remind everybody, where's my agenda? There it is. That the next live stream is on October 5th. And so we'll see you on Saturday at 10 a.m. Los Angeles time on October 5th for our next live stream. Please email me at inkquiringminds@gmail.com with your questions. If I missed your question today, or you have a question that you want answered next time, I will start with my Doug's mailbag and we'll get to your question. Also remember, folks, look for the Pelican Hub in your area. You're too late for the giveaways. I should actually show the new ink that they're going to be giving away. Excuse my back again, because I got to go to my ink storage supplies here. And where are you? Oh dear, my ink is gone. I bought a bottle of the new turquoise de Persa. Persian turquoise from, well, that was, that's Gerabin. I bought a new bottle of the golden lapis from Pelican, and that's the ink that they're going to be giving away at the Pelican Hub, along with a notepad of paper from Pelican, but you have to have registered in advance to get those. But that doesn't mean you can't go if you haven't registered. Just find your local Pelican group and in your local city near you, and email them and say, I want to come. Find out where it is, go and show up. You won't get a free bottle of ink or a pad of paper, but there's lots of fun to be had. And you can sample all, they've usually put out all the inks of the year, and you can sample them all. It's really kind of cool. I want to thank you all for joining me today. We're at 70 people here today. Thank you all for joining me. It's been a pleasure chatting with you about fountain pens and getting all inky together. Please make a plan to join me next month. Don't forget to look at my review that I put up this morning on my channel of the Magna Carta 650 flexible gold nib. Very interesting fountain pen. And tomorrow, my Pen Resurrection Sunday video on the Parker 51 Vacuumatic pen and pencil set from 1948. As always, I appreciate your likes and your comments. And we'll see you next time. So it's goodbye from me, and it's good, and I can never get that right. It's goodbye from me, and it's goodbye from him. So goodbye, have a great day, see you next month. Bye-bye.